So, Adriana, or Adri, whatever you want to call her, is a caster character from Eternal Turn. She is a very fun character to play, though she has a very high skill floor, basically meaning she's not an easy character to pick up right away. You have to put some games in before you can get good with her. The reason I picked up Adri is because of the meme.
Let's leave!
It's not so much prevalent anymore. It still exists, obviously, but back in the day when I started playing her, or at least when I used to fight them, when I started to play her and I decided to play her and main her, it felt like any fight that Adri took and didn't want any fight that Adri didn't want to fight in, she could just be like, I'm out, dash, alt. She has so much getaway and so much kiting abilities that it's insane. I also really liked that her abilities interact with each other. Basically, your W can be lit by your Q, your E, or your alt, and when it's lit, it does different effects. So when it's not lit, it grounds the opponent and slows them, but when it is lit, it does damage. It does not ground them, but it does damage and it slows them. So I think it's really cool because they kind of blend together, and it encourages you to use your abilities together, which I really like. So going into the preseason, there's a big patch, and in that patch they reworked Adri. All they really did was change your Q from doing true damage to doing amp damage, but because of that, you actually have to build amp now, meaning you can't build power like you used to. So it's a little different. The old sticky bomb route that I used to go is pretty useless now. A lot of those old routes are pretty useless because what you used to do on Adri is you used to weave in autos with the abilities, right? You can't really do that anymore. Kind of sucks, but it's probably for the best. She was kind of difficult to pick up because of that, and it kind of scared a lot of people away. Now that she's more of a traditional caster, I think it's just easier for a lot of people, and I feel like you get more benefit from hitting those abilities, which are pretty hard to hit. Now they do big damage because it's amp. Everything's amp, so you have to build amp, so all your abilities do a lot of damage. But when you do hit those abilities, it is the best feeling in the world. Especially now with the amp, you do so much damage. It's insane. If you hit your W, your Q, and then you hit an alt while your Q is going off, you can basically like 100% of their health to 0% so on with just that combo, depending on what they have built. Tanks, obviously not so much, but it's insane. You can like turn a fight around. I don't know, it's one of the best feelings I've had in this game, where she's not easy to pick up, but when you do hit that combo, you hit it well against someone, or you can turn the tide of a fight because you hit your combo well, or you do a bunch of damage. I think it feels great, and it's the reason I love playing her. So I love Adri, but I will admit, it's kind of a struggle to play her. She's not the strongest character in the game, obviously. I don't think she's the worst. I think she's pretty mid at the moment. But I think that if you play her a bunch and you can get good with her, it doesn't really matter. Though there is some side effects to playing her, I guess. First off, learning her is a pain in the buttocks. She was very difficult to learn. Not so much as she used to be, because you used to have to do a bunch of other mechanics. Not so much, it's just basically hitting your abilities. If you hit your abilities, you do damage. If you don't hit them, you're gonna die. That's just how it is. But yeah. Also, her matchups. Probably some of the worst matchups on a character that I've played. If a character has movement or range, you're kind of screwed. One character who is there's two that are the bane of my existence just because they hard counter Adri, in my opinion, is Emma and Rio. Rio just kind of counters everyone, not gonna lie, but Emma, oh my gosh, she just bounces around, so I can't hit anything on her. I'll be like 3 levels ahead, fully transitioned, and I'll lose to like a down bad Emma just because I don't like them. And yeah, Rio's just very strong at the moment. And then also, some characters, the main two that come to mind are Lida Lin with her alt, and Jay, I don't know how to say his name. I can't remember his knock-up ability. I'm sorry, I don't know which one it is. I don't play him enough. But they cancel your E. So if they hit those when you try to E away, it is the worst feeling on Adri. When you're like, okay, I'm leaving, and then your shit gets canceled, it's awful. It like makes me sick to my stomach just thinking about it. So yeah, that's just some things to take into consideration. I don't think they break the character and make her unplayable, but just some things to consider about her. Balancing Adri is like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know what Nimble is thinking. I love Nimble Neuron, I love this game, but sometimes their balancing decisions are just dumb. Adela has been great for a really long time, and she just does everything that Adriana does, but just better, in my opinion. She's just like a better Adriana with a kind of a different kit, in the sense that they're both casters, they both get all their damage from the Q and big ults and whatever. But they never really nerf her, and it's just dumb, because Adri will be at like a perfect spot, and then they'll nerf her into the ground for no reason. It's like they for some weird reason have a grudge against her. I don't know. But also, one thing with Adri that you need to know if you want to main her, or if you do main her and you don't know this, Wick line is the most important thing in the world. Wick line is pretty OP, the Wick buff, but especially on Adri, it's basically a win condition at this point. If you want to win games consistently, you have to get Wick consistently, which means kiting Wick, which honestly isn't terrible. It's not too difficult to get as soon as you get it a few times. I recommend practicing in a custom game, but it does take a little bit of time. You can't get it super quickly. So yeah, but you kind of need it to win games. I'm gonna be honest. You need it to win games. You don't even need the items off it. If you lose the items off it, it's whatever. But you need that buff if you want to kill some of these late game characters. So yeah, Wick line is pretty damn important if you want to on Adri. So the reality of playing Adri is, especially when you first started, you're gonna get your cheeks clapped in. I'm just gonna be honest. You're gonna get destroyed a lot until you can get her combos down and you can get comfortable using your abilities together. Even when you get those down, if you miss an ability or you fuck up your Q or your E gets canceled, you're gonna die anyway. It's just the reality. But I think the satisfyingness of Adri, the hitting your combos, hitting all your abilities, and just destroying people and shredding people's armor is amazing. So, should you play Adri? Totally. If you have any interest in playing her at all, I think you should pick her up right now. Adri right now is in the best state that she's been in a while. She's probably better than in mid-tier. Like I said, she was mid earlier in this video. I've changed my mind. I think she's a little above mid-tier. I think she's probably closer to top tier. She's really good right now, especially with the items, with the new Blood Book, Necro, Mania, whatever it's called. She's really strong. So yeah, if you have any interest in picking her up, pick her up, play her. She's fun. You'll probably see me in some of your games if you play in LA, and I'll probably be playing Adri, because that's my main. Anyways, hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and peace.